Hi everyone. I'm going to provide a weekly recap for the week of November 16th to the November 20th, 2020. And you can see the graph just showing a week of how the wet one is Nasdaq, how Nasdaq were performing for the 5 days, and which actually a little higher than when you started, and how the blue one you can see is Dow, which is how you was behaving for the week, and you end up lower. Picking up momentum from previous Friday, along with Moderna vaccines news, markets were widely close to record high. And again, but except you can see the Nasdaq was like that, but not the Dow and the S&P 500. Tesla is invited to be included in Nasdaq 500. This led index went higher but dipped back 0.3% at Dow Industrial Average and S&P 500 0.1% when the market closed. The latest retail sales report was 0.3%, which was much smaller than expected. Boeing 737 MAX passed the test, driving Dow to go higher in the morning on Tuesday and Wednesday, but COVID-19 cases surged to record high, suppressed the vaccine news to drive the market tumble before Wednesday market close. The number of Americans filing initial claim for state jobless benefit last week unexpectedly rose to 742,000. All the major indices end positive due to hope of stimulus talk on Thursday before the market end, but the after trade out was slipped due to stimulus top disagreement. The market fell further as Secretary Steve Mnuchin urged the Fed on Thursday to return funds set aside for emergency lending, which is why Friday you can see that it kind of started in a lower end at the beginning of these two indices. And electronics stock such as XPEV did exceptionally well, along with some growth stock this week. The Dow Industrial Average is down 408.88 points, which is 1.37%. S&P 500 is down 1.2%, but Nasdaq is up 7.86 points, which is up 0.06%, which you can see end up higher here in Nasdaq. Bitcoin surged as high as 18,821.7 before pairing some gains. The jump pushed the cryptocurrency even closer to retaking its 2017 high. Spot gold increased 0.7% to 1,879.81 cents per ounce at intraday highs. The US dollar declined against the majority of its group of 10 peers. Oil price rose to $42 range. Let's take a quick look on a few examples this week. Electronic vehicles continue to rally and hit record highs on XPEV, NIO, etc. Tesla is also up because of the admitted Nasdaq, which actually changed from $468 closing on that day before the announcement, jumping all up pre-market as high as close to $500, like 460-ish, and then drop back down to 440, and then you hit back high up as well, close to 490 and so on. Retail stocks such as Nordstrom, gas gaps are also wildly higher. Hotel and casinos such as Wynn Resort, symbol WYNN for instance, is up 3% this week. But last week was already up 15%. So if you look at it in spectrum, it's very close to 20% in the 10 days, which is very, very outstanding. One of the stocks I mentioned on the list, symbol BLNK, for those of you who actually bought it at $14 to $14.50 at the day that I think even was higher than my recommendation, but still, good position to jump in, has been surged by 133% from last Friday of $9.70 to $22.67 in market close. Work from home type of stock or some high tech stock will rebound, such as Salesforce. It went up ending at $259.51, up by 3% from previous week. But if you look at it, when the market was going down, even though that was stupid, the day the Nasdaq was down last week, I mean, Salesforce was dropping at one point at 235 intra lows. So that would be a really good enter point, and you will have make pretty good money. And Salesforce was on the list, one of the 20 stocks that I recommended to buy. Just like I told you Wednesday, if for those of you who listen to my video and every day, the market can go the either way, right? The other way around and tip back. So although fund manager Lee said S&P 500 will surge 7% by end of the year, there's still 6 weeks to go, and a lot of unexpected event could happen. Indicators including retail sales growth, jobless claims supplies to the downside in recent weeks, which suggesting that the rebound is already losing momentum. So those were things that on Monday and Tuesday the things were pretty strong, and then you can see that it kind of tipping that down with with the coronavirus cases continue surge, New York public school closing, and and some cities actually thinking Thanksgiving there should be a void for visiting friends and families. So for those bad news, it actually already driving the market into thinking Dow would hit 30,000 points, which didn't. And also there was some other thing you have to consider. Um, the surge of coronavirus COVID-19 cases with possible further shutdown may drive the market lower. Again, taking an example, September 3rd slip and the pullback a week before the election, or the major market would drop very quickly and investors would sell up due to worry, uncertainty, and possible pullback. And if you would have go back to look at the news before the sell-off or correction, now people would call that, you would think that the market actually people were crazy buying the stock and thinking it would go higher. So right now everybody tell you, well, actually a lot of people telling you next year, they project next year you will go up even higher, 15%, 20%, but not, remember, not November and December. People didn't make much comment until Frank on Friday make that comment that S&P 500 will surge by 7% by end of this year. So I personally actually think that right now we're in a very high level. I mean, yes, there's a lot of money still on the side, but remember September 3rd again, there's still money on the side back then at that time, but the market decided to take some profit, and actually then went down few percent, and then then 6% on the first day, 3% the second day, third day rebound a little bit, fourth day going down. And for Dow, actually it was actually down for 2 weeks period before you actually chasing back Nasdaq to go back up again, and after that you more like very close to a small mini V shape recovery and spike back again. So also if let's say if everything remains as is, but COVID-19 cases did not drop and more death, index then it could be actually helping out to help go higher for the following week. Also, the Black Friday sales, it also depends on how we were doing it on that. So if the pandemic is under control, if let's say another vaccine effective have been identified and announced, which we already have two that was very 95% for both of them, and stimulus check is also back on the table and agreed upon, which we think that they really going to bail out some industries and continue with the which is I want to looking for too is unemployment pandemic assistance, which is the 600, if not 600, at least I think it need to be $400. I mean, 300 wasn't even enough. I think 400 a week will really help out. So those will be the reason to push the index go higher. But also bear in mind, even if the index going higher or lower, either way, there could be a swapping on industry for stock that going in. So you could see some stock, even though the index was going up, you actually losing value on them. So again, you're going back to preaching, very important to make sure you have a good stock in the portfolio. You look at if you look at the list of I recommended, well, some few of them already were gone up a lot. So I wouldn't recommend to buy those, but the one that have not hit up yet as well as the other one, I think next week could be an opportunity for you to go into the market for buy those. And then for those that was kind of high already, probably need to be selling them, consider selling them. I will do a separate video to go through again for those who have not watched my previous video about the stock that I picked and recommended. At least it gave you the opportunity, and then you can look at the rate of return on these items. Obviously, not. I would say that some of them, couple of them, may be losing money actually. But if you think about, well, 20 of them, and 18 of them make money, two loss. That's 90%, which is actually pretty good, especially some of them in a very short period of time, giving a return way above outperforming the index. If you like my video, please make sure you subscribe if not done so and click the bells for future notification. Thank you for your support. Have a nice and wonderful weekend. Hope next week, Thanksgiving, people will have a wonderful time if you're going to take time off and enjoy time with your family and friends and give them a call if not able to visit them. Again, I hope everybody stays safe and really know that, this is the time that I think you have to have very strong mindset to be cooperative with, what's going on with the world, with the COVID-19 cases before the vaccine can be effectively and everybody can use in them. Thank you.